Michael Mando, Nacho from Better Call Saul AMA 06, 1910-30 AM EST. To all you lovely people, I am happy to begin the Reddit AMA this Sunday 06, 19 Yama. I look forward to discussing all things Nacho Varga from Better Call Saul, Voss Montenegro from Far Cry 3-6, Vic from Orphan Black, or Gargan from Spider-Man upcoming projects, music and more. We can also talk about acting advice, the film, TV industry, or even life philosophies and lessons that I've gathered throughout my career. My objective is simple: to spend a fun and insightful morning with a community of people. XO abiento. Link. Hello, hope your day's gone well. Super excited that you're doing this. I've enjoyed your content since Voss and Nacho has only gotten better and better. Have you and Giancarlo ever talked about the fact that you both got to play Far Cry villains as well as working on BCS together? What do you think Nacho would think of Jesse Pinkman? How do you think Nacho joined the cartel business in the first place, and what do you think was the reason that he came back to it? Hello. We did briefly at the San Diego Comic-Con. I think it's wonderful that we both got to interpret characters in two franchises together, and bring our own spin and flavors. I think Nacho would be inclined towards Jesse the way he is towards Crazy 8. I feel those three could be friends. I believed it has something to do with his mother. She is not around, his father is very family-oriented and there are no pictures of her anywhere. I feel whatever happened to her must have made Nacho want to make more money for himself. Maybe feel like he belonged in a group. Or maybe simply escape his pain of missing her. Does Jonathan Banks know about the "kid named Finger" memes? I am still trying to convince Banks about the internet. Thank you all for the wonderful questions. I've had such a great morning with all of you. I am going to sign off, but notice that people are still typing. I will sign back in a few hours and try to answer a few more. With love, always XOM. Nacho's character, and your acting are both phenomenal in BCS. This season, both Rhea Seehorn and Giancarlo Esposito directed an episode each. If you get the chance, would you ever be interested in sitting behind the camera? If yes, what attracts you about being a director? And if no, why not? Love you. Hello and thank you. That's a great question. I am very interested in directing and did so when I first stepped out of theater school. I wrote, directed and edited a short film we shot over a weekend. This has no budget of course, but it was one of the most fun experiences I've had. Here is the link. What I love about directing is that you get to express the world as you subjectively see it as full-heartedly as possible. I guess in a way it's a deep form of first trying to figure out your point of view, feelings, passions on a subject, and then communicating with others. Hey Michael, hand waving. How was it like to shoot the oil tank scene? That scene was so much fun to shoot. Here's a behind-the-scenes link to it. Hope you enjoy. Link. If you remember, was there any improvisation involved in this scene with Bob? Hope you're doing well. Awesome work on this final season of BCS. Very little improvisation on Better Call Saul. The writers spend months and months working very hard to get us those scripts. By the time we get them, they've thought of almost everything. Smiley face. The fun part for the actor is in coloring the inner world and emotional context of those words. Thank you. Hope you're well as well. Hey man, just wanna say I am extremely impressed with how you brought Nacho's character into the universe. Incredible acting on your part. I just have one question. Who you got winning in a fistfight? Voss Montenegro, or Nacho Varga? Thank you my friend. The immediate answer would be Voss would whoop Nacho. But when you think of it, Nacho has never lost and was able to get out of the whole cartel situation. He willingly came back and sacrificed himself for his dad. That's a bad MF. Would make a good movie. Hee. Who do you think? Do you think a second Nacho could perhaps sprout from the blue flower? Get revenge against Gus, please? Nacho is Groot? Except that he has a Rambo attire. I dig. I heard the character Voss was made specifically because of your audition. How did it feel to get that call? Hey, we liked your audition so much we made a whole character based off it. It was so much fun. They had asked me to co-create the character in improvisational scenes. I explored with a mohawk, taped my fingers with electrical tape, tucked my pants in my boots, wore necklaces and wooden earrings during the rehearsals. I was so happy it all made it into the game. Hey Mr. Mando, can you say hi to my mom? Have a good day. Hi Mom. Love you. Have you or the writers ever checked out our OK Buddy chicanery? I know they checked it out, I know it. As if they could ever not check it out. But oh no, not our Vince, couldn't be Precious Vince. And he gets to be bravoed? What a sick joke. He can't answer that, it would reveal where they get their writing ideas from. Hey Michael, you do such a great job performing as Nacho, but I always remember your role as Voss in Far Cry 3 as being one of the most dynamic and memorable antagonists I have seen on screen, even in your promotional work for the game. My question is a twist off a boring question. Most actors consider their big break to be their breakthrough role. THST lands them in the public eye as well in the view of bigger, better roles. What role do you think would be your own personal big break? Which role solidified your desire to want to continue down the path of a thespian? Thank you. My international break came with Voss Montenegro in Far Cry 3. I was lucky enough to have co-created that character with Ubisoft. Truth is, no one knew he would become so. I see Nanak it all picked up after the definition monologue went viral within a few days after the E3 convention. I was never supposed to be on the cover of the game sleeve either. It's honestly thanks to the fans. It was really a surprise. P.S. Voss is my power animal. P. Have you played Far Cry 3, or any other Far Cry games? If you did, how was the experience like? I've never played Far Cry 3 but I've watched friends play it. I think what they can do with the video game world is fascinating and I'd be interested in taking on a character in that realm again. It's a very rich and still new form of storytelling, one that will be around for a long, long time and will only keep evolving. With the growth of the Sony Marvel universe, is a return as Scorpion a possibility? Would you consider it? Sony seems to tease so lol we'll see smiley face. Link. Can you share any secrets to get your body? Honestly, I feel staying in shape is about two things. 1. Consistency in your training. Maybe 3 to 5 times a week for about 45 minutes to an hour, and 2. Eating well. High protein, vegetables, fruits etc. You got this. Hi Michael, love your work as Nacho in Better Call Saul. Speaking of which, what would you say was perhaps the single most challenging scene to shoot in the series for you? Not just from an acting standpoint, but maybe from a physical or emotional one. Hello smiley face. I approach every scene with the same amount of dedication. And I think of them as painting a canvas, every stroke, color adds to the whole portrait. So you need a whole set of strokes and shades to make a great three-dimensional character. That being said, top 3 scenes in Season 6 in terms of meaningful to the character's arc. 1 phone call with his dad at Garage 2 Final Soliloquy 3 The last moments with Mike. The gunfight was also fun. Lol. What is the definition of insanity? Knowing the definition but never learning from it. I don't really have a question Mr. Mando. I just wanted to let you know that your death on Better Call Saul made my wife one very sad lady. Could you say, hi Marlene, for me? I guess that is a question. Thank you good sir. Hello Marlene smiley face. Sending you lots of love. Hello Michael. Loved you in Far Cry 3, and the new DLC, An Orphan Black. While filming Better Call Saul, were you able to have a say about Nacho's character, action, fate, etc.? Also, did he affect your life in some way? Plus, what kind of perfume or cologne do you use? Hello. I am wearing Noir de Noir by Tom Ford. Thank you smiley face. My conversations with the writers, directors in Season 6 was mostly about assuring Nacho's integrity. But it was effortless because we were all on the same page as to who he was and what he represented. It really felt like a celebratory season of the past 6 years. P.S. Shout out to the best crew in the business. Hi Michael, I was wondering if you knew from the beginning that Nacho would pass away. If you didn't, when did you find out and how did you feel about losing that connection to the character? If Nacho could relive his life, what do you think he would change? Would he avoid the cartel altogether? What stopped the Salamancas from killing Ignacio's father? In Breaking Bad we see the twins obsessed with blood for blood. Mike Ehrmantraut promised he would keep him safe from Gus, but what can Mike do against the cartel? If Gus protects him, they would question why he cares at all. Finally, how did Nacho's opinion of Mike change throughout the show? Did they develop a friendship? It appeared like they were somewhat close in the scene Nacho was eating his last meal. How would you describe their relationship? Hello. I received a call the winter before starting season 6. I was in Montreal. Vince, Peter and Melissa Bernstein, our producer, called. They said it was going to be a tour de force performance, physical, emotional, psychological, spiritual, and that it would break the internet. We laughed and I was immediately locked in. I didn't know they meant it literally. Haha. The episode trended for over 8 hours the day of its release with over 300,000 organic engagements. There are good deaths. I believe Nacho knew quite quickly that his moral disposition wouldn't allow him to live a life of crime. But his intelligence and charisma made him an asset to both sides, and he was stuck between a rock and a hard place, essentially, man versus corporations. I believe there is mutual respect between Mike and Nacho. Though at the very end Nacho transcends that relationship and they both go separate ways. Nacho breaks good and Mike continues into Breaking Bad. Hi Michael, can we get an update on your comment about reprising the character of Voss Montenegro? We need him back. Also, can I be one of your GFS? Would love to play Voss in a feature film. Yes, we are officially dating. My birthday is July 13th. Gifts are expected. I have one small question about your role in the MCU. You might not be able to answer it though. Has Kevin reached you for playing Gargan again in a future project? The tease at the end of Homecoming left me confused about the future of your character. Also, how are you today? Hee Link, I'm doing great, thank you. I strongly consider that Voss Montenegro is one of all time the greatest video game villains ever. Did you personally play Far Cry 3, and what are your thoughts on the game, and did you enjoy playing your character? Thank you. What I loved most about playing Voss was the freedom to co-create the character, change the lines and give my input. It was also full motion capture, so voice, face, body simultaneously. Like walking into the computer. Hee. Do you want to start a tequila brand? Think of me ca. Mezcal. What was your favorite line on the show to deliver? School bus for 6-year-old pimps. Thank you. That's very sweet to hear. Smiley face. I believe as I stepped in the role of leading man toward season 6 and had to carry an episode by myself, I applied what I felt was a very valuable lesson. How to include the crew, motivate and lead by example. To always champion other people's ideas and to protect those who are being treated unfairly. I am much more aware of the business, development side of my acting career and am developing scripts with other writers, directors. One of them is an action drama thriller in the same tone as episode 603. Thank you. I am most proud of turning the archetype into an iconoclast. Flipping your expectation from cartel to a man deeply fighting to break good and do the right thing. Also how he ends up sacrificing everything in such a regal way for his beliefs. That laugh was acting, haha, but this laugh was real. Hello and good luck with your career. Everyone's path is unique. Focus on yours and know that wherever you are is exactly where you're supposed to be. The most important journey in my opinion is the inward one towards our true self. I don't think Nacho has interacted with Jimmy enough to have a fully formed opinion of him. He knows he is smart and quickly sees through his persona. I think deep down Nacho doesn't understand why Jimmy is seeking the thrills that Nacho is fighting to escape. Nacho respects and even likes Mike. I think Mike lets him down in a way, but that's the beauty and tragedy of the characters. One transcends his archetype and breaks good. The other gets pulled further down the slippery slope of morality and cartel life. Hello my friend. I am always more connected to the last character I've worked on. In this case, Nacho. He has taught me how to endure the tribulations of life with grace and how to never lose yourself even when the world around you is crumbling. Developing projects is something I am very interested in. My team and I are seeking fresh new directors, writers. We looking into action drama thrillers, sci-fi genres. Thank you so much. Love you more. That final monologue to me represented a man who was doubling down on his decision to sacrifice his life for that of his fathers. The chore, if at all, is the depth of love. That is essentially the power that gave him the courage to do what he did. XO. Hello and thank you. Yes, my mother was born in Guinea and my father grew up in Germany. I was born in Quebec City, Canada. French is my mother tongue. I really like the story of the cop Serpico. I believe that's a film I would like to remake. Celebrity crush? Lol, not gonna tell. 3. You can't fool me. It's Jonathan Banks, isn't it? Hello. My life philosophy is to live without regrets. So I would not want to start over. I feel we do the best with what we know. My advice to anyone is 1. Find what you love more than anything and practice being great at it. 2. The open frequency of love and virtue are superior than evil deeds. Build a strong mind and know thyself so that you won't be easily swayed away from your chore.